Welcome to Storypie. Let me tell you a wonderful story called The Enchanted School Day. The bell for recess finally rang, and Kiana stretched, eager to leave her math class. Kiana loved school, especially art class and music. Today was special. It was the day of the school's annual cultural festival. The hallways were decorated with colorful flags and banners from all over the world. Kiana's class was learning about Inuit culture this week, so she was excited to see what displays her classmates had created. She hummed a tune as she gathered her things, her mind already picturing what she would draw later. As she was about to head out, she noticed something odd sitting in the corner of the classroom. It was a backpack, a deep violet color, unlike any she had ever seen. This wasn't just any backpack, it had a little zipper mouth that was moving. She blinked and then gasped. "Hello," said the backpack in a surprisingly cheerful voice. "I'm Blinky, and you, my dear, are in for quite a day." Kiana's eyes widened in surprise. A talking backpack? This was definitely going to be the most interesting school day ever. "Do you want to come with me?" Blinky asked, his voice a bit higher than she expected. "I can hold anything you need, even a bouncy castle." Kiana giggled. "A bouncy castle?" "Of course," Blinky replied. "I have all sorts of things inside. Just ask." Intrigued, Kiana agreed. "Okay, let's go." She slung Blinky over her shoulder, and they headed toward the library, which was the heart of the festival. As they walked, Blinky chattered excitedly. "Did you know that inside me, it's always organized by color and size? I also tell jokes to all my contents so they don't get lonely." Kiana laughed, finding Blinky's stories delightful. Blinky, with his violet color, was a splash of color in her normal day. The library was bustling. Tables were laden with food from different cultures, and students were showcasing their artwork. But Kiana was drawn to a small, dusty table tucked away in a corner. On it sat an old, leather-bound book. The cover was plain, but when Kiana got closer, she could make out shimmering, faded gold lettering that read, "The Lights of Evergleam." As her fingers brushed against the book, a soft, warm light emanated from it. "Ooh, I love reading," Blinky chirped. "Can we read it?" Kiana opened the book, and suddenly, a rush of wind and light filled the library. When she could see again, she wasn't in the library anymore. She was standing on a sparkling, snow-covered landscape, bathed in the ethereal glow of the northern lights. Before her stood a dark turquoise snow bear with big blue ears. "Welcome," the bear exclaimed, his voice warm and friendly. "I'm Pola, and you must be Kiana." His fur shimmered, catching the light. "Blinky told me you were coming." Blinky, still on her shoulder, waved his zipper mouth. "We need your help," Pola said. "The shadow has stolen the colors of the northern lights." Kiana gasped. The northern lights. She loved seeing them. But how? "He is a creature of darkness, and he hates beauty and light," Pola explained, his voice tinged with sadness. "Without the lights, Evergleam will lose its magic, and everyone will be sad. You must help me, Kiana." Pola's eyes filled with determination. He looked around and looked at Blinky. "Blinky, let's do it." The backpack, being helpful as usual, agreed. And so, Kiana, Pola, and Blinky began their quest. Blinky, as always, held everything they needed. Warm mittens for Kiana, hot chocolate for Pola, and even a drawing pad and pencils for Kiana. Their journey began through a forest of sparkling ice sculptures that resembled the princesses Kiana loved. With her drawing skills, Kiana found secret passages in the shapes. Their first challenge was a maze of shimmering ice. Luckily, Blinky had a map tucked away inside, and Kiana, using her love of music, hummed a tune that seemed to guide them through the twists and turns. Finally, they arrived at a cave. Pola told them, "This is the Shadow's lair." Inside, the air was cold and heavy. The colors of the northern lights swirled like captured dreams. But as they ventured further, the glow started to fade, and everything turned gray. As they went deeper, they were met by obstacles. The shadow had left traps. Kiana and Pola worked together with Blinky to solve them. Sometimes they used Kiana's drawings to confuse the shadow's minions, and sometimes they used the warm, hot chocolate Pola made to melt the ice blocking their way. At last, they came to a large cavern where the shadow waited, a dark, swirling form that looked like a bad dream. "Give me back the colors," Kiana demanded, her voice filled with newfound courage. The shadow sneered. "Never! I despise beauty and happiness." He began to hurl dark, shadowy bolts at them. Pola bravely stood in front of Kiana, creating a shield of snow. At that moment, a soft, blue-violet light appeared. A sleepy star, Twinkle, floated down from the ceiling. Twinkle could make dream pillows, and the shadow couldn't handle happiness. "I've been waiting for you," Twinkle said in a gentle voice. "Let's put this shadow to sleep." Twinkle began to sing a sweet lullaby that Kiana had never heard before, and Kiana, remembering her love of music, joined in, her voice clear and strong. As the music filled the cavern, the shadow began to waver. The darkness began to disappear, and the stolen colors of the northern lights started to return, swirling and dancing in the air. Finally, the shadow dissipated with a frustrated groan. The northern lights blazed back to life, brighter and more vibrant than ever before. The cavern filled with light, and the friends all smiled. Then, the colors of the lights wrapped around them. They were back in the library. Kiana blinked, and the book closed with a soft thud. Everything seemed normal. Except it wasn't. She felt braver, stronger, and more connected to her friends. Blinky was still on her shoulder. "Well done, Kiana," Pola said, appearing next to her. "We couldn't have done it without you." Twinkle gave Kiana a quick hug. "Now I must sleep!" With a blink, Twinkle disappeared. As the school day ended, Kiana walked home, the memory of her journey clear in her mind. When she got home, her parents were so excited. They said, "Kiana, you were selected to win the art contest today." Kiana smiled and gave Blinky a hug. The day, she realized, had been a true masterpiece. And just for that day, her favorite princess and superhero both showed up in her dreams. Let's see what a great listener you are. Can you answer the following question? What did the team of friends do to defeat the shadow? Let's see how you did. The answer is, they used a combination of bravery, drawing skills, music, and a lullaby to defeat the shadow and restore the northern lights. You did a great job. That's all for now. I can't wait until our next Storypie adventure together.